Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. While preparing for my O-levels exams, I started to spend most of my time at home. This was the time during which I started to help my father with his lectures on education and began to become familiar with the names like Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Thomas Jefferson, Karl Marx, or Paul Freire. Now, these individuals, they were those that discussed the idea of secular education and how education should not promote any type of religious belief. This idea of secular approach to education is rooted in the belief that education should promote inclusivity, intellectual freedom, and critical thinking. But when I look at the beginning of education in Faisalabad, I can clearly see it surrounded by invisible walls. Not social, political, or even economic barriers, but rather it is surrounded by religious barriers. اور یہاں پہ میں ایک بات واضح کر دینا چاہتی ہوں that I will discuss my results and findings at the beginning کیونکہ مجھے لگتا ہے کہ وقت کی کمی کے ساتھ یہ زیادہ اہمیت رکھتے ہیں. Later on, I will discuss my methodology and methods towards the end. Now, let's come back to our point. So, it is very difficult to pinpoint the first school in Faisalabad, even though it does not have much of an ancient history. The city was established around 1890s, but one of the earliest schools did include the vernacular middle school or the Anglo-vernacular middle school. The second most important school at that time was the Khalsa High School, and then the third was Government Zimindara Islamia High School. I think that by listening to the names of these schools, you may have gotten some of an idea about them, but I will explain it in a little detail for you. So, I think that there are two main opinions about the diversity of the school in the earlier times. One of that was these schools, they were created mainly so that they could promote the religion plurality or the composite culture in that region at that time. The second opinion that is mostly given is based by seeing the political situation of the 20th century. And that is that these schools, they were made to promote a particular ideology or a particular religion or possibly a political affiliation. So let's get an overview of these schools. So first of all, we have the vernacular middle school or the Anglo-vernacular middle school. So this school, it was established by the British Raj to promote education between the local people as well as keeping in control over the content and the curriculum. اور ایسی ہی ایک کامیاب کوشش لائل پور میں بھی ہوئی جو اس وقت کے موجودہ گورنمنٹ گرلز سیکنڈری ہائی اسکول کارخانہ بازار کے باہر سے شروع ہو کر گورنمنٹ کالج یونیورسٹی تک جاتی ہے. سو the next most important school at the fortunately we have a list of pioneers on the university website. However, I don't know that how these pioneers helped in the establishment of this school. One of the most important school at that time was the Khalsa High School. It was established around 1908 and its first headmaster was the Master Tara Singh. So this school produced one of the most notable alumni of that time. And I don't know much about Headmaster Tara Singh, but what I do know about is that he remains a controversial figure in the history of Mutala-e Pakistan. Now, as you can see on the screen, and many of you will be familiar with his face probably. So he is considered as one of the greatest love story villain in all of the Indian cinema, as well as lead character of Mughal-e-Azam, Prithviraj Kapoor, and he is one of the alumni of Khalsa High School, and I haven't seen any of his films, but I do know about his great grandson Ranbir Kapoor. Now there's another side to the story that I want to tell you. So there is another college in Jalandhar which is known as the Lalpur Khalsa College. Its history begins as it was established as the Khalsa School in Lalpur in 1908, Later, it became a college in 1926 and was then re-established back in Jalandhar in 1948 after the partition. وہ گلزار صاحب کیا کہتے ہیں, وہ چھوٹے چھوٹے دھاگے جو سب رشتے تھام کر رکھتے ہیں, وہ چھوٹے چھوٹے دھاگے جو سب رشتے تھام کر رکھتے ہیں, ایک صبح سب ڈوری سے ٹوٹ گئے, ایک صبح بندھن سے چھوٹ گئے. Now, however, we must not forget another important school in Lalpur at that time, that was the Government Zamindara Islamia High School, established in 1911 by M.K. Abdan, Meher Abdan. It was the first school in the rural Faisalabad, and then thus later it became the first school in the whole of rural Punjab. Now this high school, it produced one of the most notable alumni, including Captain Raja Muhammad Sarwar Shaheed. One thing I want to highlight about pre-partition schools is that the alumni of the schools at those times, they were more politically and socially aware, even more than now so. And I think that there is a great lack of documentation and archival studies about these schools, their buildings and their other aspects. And so there, after the partition of 1947, there was a major shift in the educational system of Faisalabad, even though it faced many challenges. So first of all, after the partition, the education system came under the control of the local bodies, which did not have any clear policy about the education system, especially at the primary level. After the government intervention in 1962, this school system came under the government control, and therefore they established a centralized control, which later led to the establishment of the district primary education committee, and later the appointment of district education officers. Now, there were many schools at that time which included some like madrasas, like the religious schools, which offered education only on a private level, especially to the unprivileged. Meanwhile, the primary sector, the private sector also began to emerge with offering better facilities and education for middle and upperclassmen. So this then later laid down the foundation of what is now the current school system of Faisalabad. So after 1990, I must say that the major shift in the school system came after the development of divisional public schools. These schools were the most, you can say, the most selective school systems of Pakistan that were made after 1958 to 59 Sharif Commission recommendation. اور اس تعلیم کا پالیسی آج کا موضوع نہیں ہے, لیکن میں آپ کو ایک بات بتانا چاہتی ہوں that these model schools that they later laid down the foundation for the private schools in Faisalabad. So after 1990s, there was a major shift in the schooling system, especially when the private schools began to emerge and secure top positions both academically and in extracurricular activities. And the main reason for this was the government schools began to decline because they had lack of funds, and they did have an outdated curriculum. The private schools but also faced another struggle because they had to keep in balance of the quality and the cost of what they give. So this reflects a broader struggle in the education sector. In Faisalabad, the growing inequality of the school system, this causes a large diversity amongst the students because most of the wealthier parents, they opt for their children to go into the private schools, and leaving disadvantaged students like centered in the government schools. So the students in the private schools, they are more, you can say that they are more achievable, like they achieve more grades, and they are like highly, you can say that they are more intelligent. Basically, that's what it says. They are more intelligent, they secure good grades, and they succeed both in academics and then later in life. And most of the parents at the time, they opt for the private schools because they think that these private schools offer more opportunities. And this reflects the Borg theory, which says that everything that we do, or all the education opportunities that we give to our children, it revolves around our capital, revolves around our money. So the objective of this study was opposed through a qualitative research design, utilizing face-to-face and in-depth interviews to secure a subjective experience. A constructive approach was adopted to explore these experiences and employing purpose sampling to select the participants. The data was then analyzed using thematic analysis, and Borg's framework was then applied to interpret the findings. اب میرا یہ خیال ہے کہ فیصل آباد میں ہم وہیں پہ کھڑے ہوئے ہیں جہاں پہ ہم پہلے کھڑے ہوئے تھے جب تعلیم کا یہ سفر شروع ہوا تھا. اور پہلے ہمیں کلچر نے اور مذہب نے، اور اب جو اسکول سسٹم ہے وہ بھی اسی طبقاتی نظام پر پابند ہو چکے ہیں، اور کبھی کبھار ایسا لگتا ہے کہ ہم کسی سمت پہ نہیں چل رہے. جو گورنمنٹ اسکولز ہیں ان کے پاس وسائل نہیں ہیں، جو مدرسے ہیں وہ بچوں کو ڈاگمیٹک بنا رہے ہیں، جو ایلیٹ پرائیویٹ اسکول کا بچہ ہے وہ پاکستان میں نہیں رہنا چاہتا، اور جو مڈل کلاس پرائیویٹ اسکول کا بچہ ہے وہ چاہنے کے باوجود باہر نہیں جا سکتا. میرا یہ خیال ہے کہ ہمیں اس اسکول کی تاریخ کو اس اسکول کی تاریخ کو اہمیت دینی چاہیے تاکہ ہم مستقبل کے راستے کے لیے نئے راستے تلاش کر سکیں. I will leave you with the words of Tagore. The highest education is not that which merely gives us information, but that which makes our life in harmony with all existence. I am Khatija binte Umar Hamid, and I hope you like my presentation. Now, I think so that we have a few time left because I want to show you a few glimpses of the Khalsa High School. That video lagani hai. Once again, thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope I didn't bore you that much.
Thank you.